Have you ever caught a police officer lying in court? 3. Yes, as a juror, the defendant had pled guilty to driving while intoxicated, and for evading arrest, slow speed pursuit, but was pleading innocent to the charge of attempted homicide of a police officer. The officer in question swore that the defendant intentionally hit him with his vehicle as the officer was approaching it. There was extensive dash cam and body cam footage of the entire chase sequence that we had to view, while several officers narrated the events recorded in their footage. When we got to the part where the defendant allegedly hit the officer with his car, the officer's body cam footage clearly showed the defendant's vehicle driving, at about 2 miles per hour, around the officer, giving at least 3 feet of room, and the officer leaning towards the vehicle, and striking it with his open palm on the hood. It made a loud noise on the video. The officer swore that the sound was the vehicle striking him on the hip and thigh area, therefore the attempted homicide charge, and that he was seriously injured by it. But the video clearly showed it was the officer who slapped the car, and that the distance between the car and the officer's body was never within 2 feet of the car, and that the officer ran after the car for about 15-20 feet. He was clearly lying about that particular portion of the events in an effort to jack up the charges, which would bring a mandatory life sentence to the defendant. The frightening thing here was that our jury room initially voted 8-4 to convict the defendant. Thankfully, the judge allowed us to review the video in the jury room, so we could more clearly see, in super slow motion, the part of the video in question. There was no doubt that it was the officer who hit the defendant's car, and that he was never in any real danger. Afterwards, the ADA who prosecuted the case asked to speak to the jury, and thanked us for serving, and for rendering the not guilty verdict. We asked why she even brought the case to trial, since the officer was clearly lying. She said that as a member of the DA's team, she had to do what the DA told her, and that no DA could be elected in our county unless he or she had the full support of the police department. Therefore, they left it to the jury to see that justice was done. Not the first time our justice system has left a sour taste in my mouth.